Hey everyone. This is a bit of a weird time for me to be on stream. I recognize that. But I just thought I wanted to do more drafts, and I found some free time between work. I work swing shifts, so it's gonna be late. That's the nature of things. Anyways, I'm gonna start the draft. Oof. Alright, I actually want to start differently. And no one's watching, so I can just redo my intro. No one's gonna care. Maybe someone will watch this on YouTube. Hey there. I'm sorry. Anyways, hey everyone. Welcome back to more Bloomborough Draft. So last time we went monocolored and only went 3 wins. So it very much seems like this format is a very, there's 10 tribes, pick a tribe, and aim for that tribe. So that is something worth keeping in mind. Our mouse deck performed far better than our mono white good cards deck. There's synergy in this set, and the synergy is strong. Lean into the synergy. And with that, that's going to change how I evaluate like how much I go for certain picks. So like I'm probably going to go harder on picks that are just like, if I'm this archetype, this will win me the game. So like Festival of Embers, pretty good card, but it's not like I need to be like it's maybe an otter card. It's other than that, it's a value card. Meanwhile, Brambleguard Captain in the mouse deck, this is the win condition for the mouse deck. So I think I'm going to pick the Brambleguard Captain over the Festival of Embers. This might be a win condition for like a high instant or sorcery otter deck, something of that nature. But I don't think, generally speaking, that's going to be good enough. Like, meanwhile, Brambleguard Captain here is, when it comes to, like, it's a 4-mana 4/3 that then also can just, like, churn all your little, constantly trigger Valorant and be a powerhouse. Have the Homestead's pretty nice as well. Like, and that's the thing, Have the Homestead is like, this is a card that's good in multiple decks. It's best in the Rabbit deck, but it's actually just a generally good card. I could see some generally cards sneaking in, but we're going to pick this. This could be a mouse card. We're going to kind of speculate towards what is the most powerful sort of situation. All right, Spellgyre, Flame Chaser Gecko. So I played this. This is good even if you're not, lizard in the lizard deck. So I'll keep that in mind. Harnesser of Storms. Okay, so this could allow us to go into otters if we want to. The ability to constantly get card advantage is very powerful. Tangle Tumbler, just not really where you want to be. Maybe, okay, I could see this as like a rabbit card. Bravekin Duo might honestly be the pick here, just being, so it's a question of safety versus strength. So Bravekin Duo is good in the mouse deck, it's good in the rabbit deck, it's one of the cards that like you can put in any white deck. This, we already are incentivized to go mouse. I don't think I want to force mouse though. Let's see if there's anything worthwhile. The Longstock Brawl being a removal spell is very nice. Harnesser of Storms, I might just pick because we know that we might get that Festival of Fire back. And if we end up going the otter decks, like, yeah, that's a constant card advantage engine. Dowerport Mage allows us to go frogs, and it tells us that the 2 people before us are very much opposed to being frogs. That is important to note. Advanced Talent just seems like a good card. Wildfire Howl, Wondertail Mentor. Again, like, this forces you to be green-red, but I think that's less of a cost in this format, because there's basically 10 tribes, and you're forced down those tribes. I'm going to pick the Dowerport Mage. Right now, I'm still speculating. Right now, I'm still trying to figure out, hey, what is everyone leaving available? I think it's going to be like pick 7 or 8 when I finally realize what deck I'm going to be. And until then, I want to make sure whatever deck I am, I have the powerful cards for it. Wix Patrol. This is just a good, yeah, I can see any deck that's black will want this. Rats obviously love it more, but I think any deck is happy with that. Tree Guard Duo, Rabbit, and like, yeah, I think this is where you want to pick the duos, where it's like, hey, this is a safe pick. I don't know if I'm the frog deck. I don't know if I'm the rabbit deck. Let's be. How about both? I think that's where these cards come into play and very powerful. Don't know if you're a lizard deck. Don't know if you're a lizard deck. Otter deck. Why not both? That sort of stuff. Raccoon Rallier, just a good card. I think I'm going to go with Wix Patrol just because it's the highest upside. And again, we do not know what our archetype is yet. So I'm going to just go with high upside and just let something kind of tell us. Okay, so this is the second Bravekin duo, and we already have a Bramble Guard captain that could be good. Let's see. Let's make sure. So there's a Glade Dive duo, which is good for bats and lizards. We have no lizard cards. We have no bat cards. We have a mouse card. We do. All right. Sunshower Druid, though, also allows us to go deeper into frogs. So it's a question of Bravekin duo, go with a Bramble Guard captain and go for that, or Sunshower Druid, go with Dowerport Mage. Because Dowerport Mage came so late, it becomes a bit more convincing. That's a tough one. I'm going to go with this one because I've already done the mouse deck. I want to see what the frogs feel like. And I did get slaughtered by frogs before. Gossip's Talent seems like specifically good in the frogs because they're constantly bringing creatures back in and out of play. You can make it so they can't be blocked. It triggers Downport Mage when it hits. Lilypad Village might just be the better playable because this I only want if I'm the frog deck and only maybe if I'm the frog deck. This I want if I'm the bird deck, the frog deck, the otter deck, the rat deck. And like we have a rat card. I think I'm going with the Lilypad Village over the Gossip's Talent. I'm still not certain where I am. That's a second Raccoon Rallier, so we might end up wanting to do blue-red otters or something like that. So I'm going to stick to the more open pick for now. All right, pick 7. We have another Head of the Harvest that came through. Of course, the last one was from my original deck. This is difficult. So right now, we see 0 frogs. So I think there might be someone who is taking frogs. We've seen very few squirrels. I have seen a rabbit prior. I don't think Barkform Harvester is making our deck. I'm going to pick the... Let's see. If a Wix Patrol, this is good if it's bats. I'm just going to pick the land for now. Yeah, I don't know where we are at. I just do not know. All right, I see a zone... That's perfectly fine. Thank you for coming by, Kaiju-sama. All right. Head of the Homestead. Rabbits might be available. I'm going to pick another Sunshower Druid, just in case we end up being able to go frogs. Otherwise, if this Head of the Home makes it back. All right, so there is a rabbit card. Rabbit card, Heaped Harvest. We are kind of, like, bouncing around a bunch of colors. Heaped Harvest could work here. Druid of the Spade, we have nothing that makes tokens right now, so yeah, we'll go Heap Harvest for now. Definitely we were in a weird spot. Wow, Longstock Brawl made it around. So I think green is open. So that's all I know. Green is open. Because we got Sunshower Druids, we got Heaped Harvest. We could have gone another... What was the other card that I could have gone? Oh yeah, the Rabbits. So yeah, I think green is obviously open. Hey, look, 4-mana 2/4, reach... late game draw card. Like, I think so. I feel pretty comfortable going into green. So we at least have that. As for what the other color is, I have not figured out yet. All I can say is it's not white. So since it's not white, through that, Dawn's Truce. Oh no, white rare. This is not a good white rare. It gives hexproof. It's basically protects you from board clears. We don't need that. Hunter's Talent is absolutely insane. We know it's going to make our deck because the one thing we're certain of is our deck is green. Now, we did see some red, so like we could still go red and end up going raccoons. We can go, which neither of these really work all that well with raccoons. We can go black and go squirrels. Wick Patrol and Dire Sight both work pretty nice with squirrels. All right, or blue with Dowerport Mage, because just Dowerport Mage is that strong. Dowerport Mage will make that deck work single-handedly. All right, but we're picking the Hunter's Talent. We might get another Longstock Brawl around. That is entirely possible. All right, Icespine Wolverine, Cash Grab. Do we want to try to go squirrels? So one path is we go squirrels. Okay, so hold on. So if we're going green, neither of these cards are good in green. So let's presume red is out as well. So then we have green-black now. Mill for cards, put a permanent card from among them and mill it this way to your hand. It can create a... So this is basically a fetch, a mill, and possibly a food token. We have 2 Treetop Sentries already. These came in late. I'm not sure if this is good, but it's definitely not bad. So I'm going to go with the Cash Grab. High Spine Wolverine. Fight target creature token, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Okay, I'm going to go with a High Spine just because it's a big threat, but Cash Grab isn't out of the realm of possibility. Coiling Rebirth. This is a reanimation spell, and I already have a Wix Patrol. And Wix Patrol getting copied to be a double kill spell sounds fantastic. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going green-black squirrels for now. Corpse Fairy Cultivator, I think, went around pretty late last time. And yeah, that means Dowerport Mage, unfortunately, gets thrown out here. But hey, look, I just want to note something. I went all 5 colors effectively. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still have 10 cards I could still play from my original pack. By trying to stay open, like, sure, I lost some cards, and like they were probably early on, but you still get your playables in time. Coiling Rebirth, I think, will be very powerful with these as my top end. That being said, I'm not sure I want that much top end. I'm actually going to pick the Bonebind Orator here. Again, we not sure how much top end we want. We do want 2 drops. And with all that top end, hey, this also works with top end because it exiles from your... I can exile it to bring back a Wix Patrol or a Hivespine Wolverine. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for like green-black, get into the late game sort of deck. Curious Forager. I'm going to pick the Curious Forager here for now because I think this is... I'm going to end up with enough to forage. No, I think when I get into the late game, it's going to be the same. So I just want to make sure I make it to said late game. So I'm not going to do that. Bonecast Overseer. Pay 1 life, draw a card, activate if only you've 3 more cards left your graveyard or you sacrifice the food. So I can trigger a food there. This gifts a food or fish even. I got 2 triggers here, and they draw cards. So I'll pick Bonebind Orator as the higher top end. Otherwise, it's the Bumbleflower Sharepot, but I think I'm going to be able to get the Sharepot if I need it. Strategic creature flying, draw a card, create a food token. This is a bad card, but it is a card of the colors I am. Bones of the Shale might actually be a bit better than it looks. I don't want more than 1 dire side, I don't think. Junkblade Bruiser is just another big threat, is entirely in the possibility, but I'm going to pick the Poliwallop. I think even, like, I have 2 Sunshower Druids already, and even just a 4 mana kill spell is a kill spell. So I'm happy with that. Brassno Boxer, again, not really with our synergy, but we need 2 drops. It's a 3/2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 late game cards to go with the Bark Knuckle Boxer to expend. Like, we are already seeming to be a late game black-green deck. So yeah, let's go with Bark Knuckle Boxer. All right. Rustfield Rampager, or I think here we actually want the Mudflat Village. This is a rat, so Mudflat Village can bring back our Wix Patrol. Yeah, I think this Wix Patrol is going to be a surprisingly very powerful card with our deck. Even though we're not rats, just having this 6 mana, comes to play, kills a creature, and is a 5/3 is going to be devastating for some enemies. Mind Drill Assailant, I think I have... If I had more Brass Boxers and expend 4 cards, I might go that way. But I think right now, I'm going to try Honored Dray Leader. So what is it comes to play bigger for each squirrel and food you have, and then gets more later. And I'm going to get another Bonebind Orator. Yeah, I think I'm perfectly happy with that. I want a certain amount of 2 drops. This just adds to it, and they become our late game later on. Corpse Cultivator makes me feel better about this Bonecast Overseer, because now... Yeah, just a 3-mana 2/3. Not the best, but the fact that this is whenever you forge and just gives you a way to forge if you must makes it very potent. And the Dagger and Fade Duo tables. That tells me we're in the right colors, because any rat deck, any squirrel deck, but any black deck at all, that is still useful in. So black-green, first set green seemed like the color, now black seems like the color, and oh my gosh, we have reanimation spells and found a Fecund Green Shell. Yep, 5 mana 4/6, that is... 5 mana 4/6 reach fights off just about every creature in this format. And then once you get to 10 lands, it's even more. So that's another top end. We could probably remove this Hivespine Wolverine for it, honestly. Like, that's how much this is. And creatures with power, with toughness greater than their power, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. just right off the bat, I see 5. So yeah, I'm very happy seeing the Fecund Green Shell. So yeah, that is our pick. I don't really need to look at the rest of this. We're hoping to, I don't know, maybe get the Sunshower Druid again. Yeah. How are we on kill spells? 1, 2, 3. So we might be looking for kill spells from this point. +1/+1 counters to draw cards. We already have a draw card in Dire Sight. We have a draw card in Hunter's Talent. I don't think that's where we're at. Thank you, Snacking the Patry. But I think Sticky Ton Sentinel might just be better. Just 3 mana. Like, here's the thing. You can return up to 3 mana 3/3 might just be is good enough for what we're doing right now. Yeah, what weeds do we even have to get +1/+1 counters? Corsair Cultivator can get them. Honored Dray Leader can get them. And that's kind of it. Hivespine Wolverine has a trigger. Yeah. Alright. Baker's Bane Duo or another Bonecash Overseer. I think I'm going to go with the Baker's Bane just because we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I want 5, if not 6 2-drops. I want to make sure I survive the early game to get to the late game. And this does that. Bonecash Overseer might table because I might be because the Bonebind Orator makes it back. I think the food token is quite valuable. I think the expending 4 is not going to be that difficult. Yeah, I'm very happy with the Baker's Bane Duo. We already have 2 Bonebind Orators. I don't need a third. Bandit's Talent, Consumed by Greed. I think, yeah, because we already have the late game triggers, and one of the things is we have only 3 kill spells. So this another kill spell is actually fantastic for us. So I'm very happy with Consumed by Greed. I would have been happy with the Bandit's Talent. We're going to the point where now we're deciding what cards we're pulling from the deck instead of what cards we're putting in it. Ooh, all right. How many forge triggers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, technically. So I'm going to pick the Bonecash Overseer and just think, hey, now if we get a bunch of forge triggers, we get enough card draw to get to all of our forge triggers. So now I'm going deeper into forge, much deeper. I might not play both of those cards, but now I have that opportunity to, which makes it devastating. Wear down, not really. Hivespine Wolverine, already have one. Alright, so Treetop Sentries or Longstock Brawl as a kill spell. This is actually difficult because this is more foraging, so it can lean even deeper into the forage plan. But this is another kill spell. I think I'm going to go with a kill spell here. I think the kill spell can always make our deck if we need it. In a way the other cannot. Sticky Ton Sentinel. Over the Bumbleflower Sharepot. Do we want... So this is a kill spell and a food token. I might have actually wanted that last one. Either way, we are here. I'll grab the Sunshower Druid for now. I don't think we're playing all these Sunshower Druids. I do not see this deck needing a Fountain Port Bell. And yeah, I'm going to pull these cards, but I think a lot of these are going to get pulled out. Another Bonebind Orator. Oh my gosh, so we have now 5 2-drops, and 3 of them are Orators. So we're very happy about our late game. Yep, sure. A Shield Rampager, and another Stock in the Pantry. Okay, so we have the root of +1/+1 counters. If we want it... Is this the Tadpole? How's it going, Suicune? How's it going? Yeah, it is. I'm just doing a lot of Magic the Gathering drafts. I found time between work, so had some stream. So let's see. So Stocking the Pantry, how many +1/+1 counters do we have? We have 3. That's not +1/+1 counter. That's not +1/+1 counter. 4, 5. Yep, no Stocking the Pantries, unfortunately. And I'm also at least pulling out 1 Sunshower Druid. Given how the deck is, I'm on vacation, so I can tune in at times you stream. Nice. Oh, are you doing your Japan vacation? I know you always try. I remember talking to you. Research into it. Try to do that when you can. So if it happens to be that, that's awesome. Let's see. Treetop. So I think the Rust Shield Rampager just doesn't do anything for this deck. So I'm going to pull that out. Stickaton Sentinel versus Daggerfang Duo. Okay, so 20 creatures, 8 non-creatures. So we can basically pull out creatures as we see fit. Type creature. There we are. Dire Sight might be pulled out because I don't think we need the card draw. The Heaped Harvest does ramp us, and it is a food, but I'm not sure. Okay, hold up. The ramp is actually pretty useful, and we could definitely sacrifice the food to foraging. So I'm going to keep that Heaped Harvest in here. I was in Japan last year in May. Not this year, though. I switched jobs, so I want to get settled in first. That makes complete sense. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that Japan trip, man. I hope, yeah, you have more vacations than I do, so I'll tell you that much. Alright. Is this a deck that wants 17 lands? I think this is still a deck that wants 16 lands. The reason the reason is, so it defaults you to 17, but best of one drafts have a land smoother algorithm so that your first hand looks better. And because of that, I don't think I need this many. I think you could go down one land and it will basically smooth it to compensate. It's a bit of a system abuse, but it's a system abuse we could take advantage of. Yeah, let's see. If we get rid of the Dire Sight, what card draw do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, basically. 4, 5. Yeah, we have 5 card draw plus cards that give advantage, like Bonebind Orator. So I'm perfectly happy getting rid of this Dire Sight. To this day, I have zero clue how much vacation Americans have. Or does it depend on the company you work at? It's basically dependent on the company you work at. So I work in manufacturing industry, which basically means I don't get extra holidays. So like, I have family members that work with school and stuff, so they get their summers almost completely off. I think, yeah, they usually a lot, like my mom, she works the summer, so she's a bus driver during the school year, and then in summers, she's a bus driver for a whitewater rafting company. So, but basically, if she wants, she could take the entire summer off and just use the school year sort of thing. As an American, I have as for the company I work for, I think I have 8, something like a very small amount of days that are considered national holidays that I get off all the time. So like, 4th of July, which is Independence Day, 2 days for Thanksgiving, 2 days for Christmas. I think we got President's Day recently, stuff like that. So I think 8 or 9 holidays that way. And then I get what's called PTO, which is paid time off. I think because we did a theme where we merged paid time off and sick leave, I'm having 13 days this year that are days I have to myself. So, and I will tell you, my understanding is that's pretty poor. I also understand that there are people that have it worse. But generally speaking, yeah, I don't have as much time off as one would hope. Then again, if I remember, Suicune, you're German. I think you're one of the other people that have a lot less PTO than most people in the world. So maybe you understand. Maybe I have a really good position. Either way, looking at the cards, we are quite glutton on 3s and the Stickaton. So it's between the Stickaton Sentinels and the Daggerfang Duos. I'm definitely going to remove one of the Stickatons. Then I need to consider. So here's the theme. This Honor Dray Leader, is this good? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it can be really big, but could also just be a 3-mana 1/1 trampler. I'm going to try it, and I'm going to put it in our deck and keep it there. And if it ends up underperforming, I will remove it. That's so different from Germany here. I also work in manufacturing, specifically aerospace. Oh yeah, I do medical, but part of our branch, one of our branches does aerospace. We have the best labor union. I get 30 days of paid vacation plus all the German holidays, which there are 13. Oh my gosh, that is amazing, Suicune. That is amazing. Yep. Okay, so yeah, you have it fantastic. Yeah, comparative to me, you are doing great, Suicune. Glad to know. I'll keep that in mind when it comes time for negotiations. 30 days of paid vacation. Oh my... Sorry, it just mentally clicked That's like, even if that is, if you had to take PTO for the weekends, that's still a month of PTO. Oh my gosh. Come to Germany. uh, who knows? Maybe one day I'll vacation there, but I mean, I gotta get used to vacationing. Right. So here's the thing: I've never been out of the United States except for one time as a kid, where we spent 2 hours in Mexico. So I am kind of interested in seeing the rest of the world. Germany, I hear that as an American, probably one of the best places you go is somewhere in the EU, because it is much more common for you to run into someone who speaks English and stuff. So I'll consider that. Come to Germany. I mean, also, I think our dad has some heritage there. I'll think about that. So 24 is the minimum days of vacation a company has to give you in Germany. 30 is the maximum. Minimum of 24. Yeah. I had to work up to my 13 days of vacation, and that's with them considering sick leave as PTO. So, yeah. Good to know the difference there. I'm going to remove the other Sticky-Ton Sentinel, I think. We have reach blockers here. We have reach blocker here. Yeah, I don't think... If flying is the threat, I think if the Sticky-Ton is necessary, we're in a bad shape anyways. So 42, we'll take out one land once we're done here, but we just need to figure out what that last card is going to be. It might just be this Hivespine Wolverine, because it's not really synergizing with anything. Then again, 5/4 is huge in this format, and it has the ability to kill a creature token if they're swarming, make a creature just bigger, or... yeah. I'm going to remove... I think I'm going to remove another Sunshower Druid. I just don't... Like, it's a nice card, but I don't think it's doing what our deck needs. Honestly, I might just remove the other one. And, yeah, what does the Sunshower Druid even do for me, actually? Yeah, I'm going to actually put back in that Sticky-Ton Sentinel. Just want to make sure there's nothing else that I'd be interested in. Yep. Sticky-Ton Sentinel. And now with that, let's look at 58% Forest, 46% Swamp. We have some double greens and some double blacks. All right. So I'm just going to try to go like that. There we are. I think that's going to be how we're going to play this deck. 8 forests, 8 swamps, effectively. Mudflat Village cannot be used to play Consumed by Greed. This is probably going to be the most difficult to play card in our deck, but it's a straight up hard kill spell that I can use to bring back like a Wix control. So I think that's worthwhile. How's Sick Leave handled in America? Do you call in and they just deduct that from your vacation days? So because of the way my company works, that's how they do it. Originally, it is you have a certain amount of days of sick leave. It works that same way of just, hey, I'm going to use one of my sick leave days. All right, see you tomorrow sort of situation. That is such a scam. No, there's a lot of things, Suicune. There's a lot of things that we know aren't done completely properly with America. No, the thing is we fight for it, and then, what was it? There was a statement that if you look at the trend of how policy gets passed, like there's the left and the right fight each other, and like they did a thing where they show a graph of like what the path is that's people agree or disagree with policy decisions. It doesn't agree with Republicans. It also doesn't agree with Democrats. And already we have questions about the two-party system, which there's stuff there, but it doesn't agree with either. And then like, so what does it match up? And turns out the very wealthy. Turns out the owners of the companies that are giving away the benefits and leaves, they're the ones that matches up with the most when it comes to policy changes. Yeah, there's a reason a lot of companies have unions, so mine doesn't. Anyways, it's my life. I'm not too worried about it. I will say this. I love my company because there are... Or I guess, no, let me rephrase that. It's not I love my company. I love the people who work with me at my company. There we go. That's the phrase I want to say. My superior is an amazing person. I'm not going to say their name on here because I'm not sure if they want to, but yeah, they're an amazing... I have some amazing people that are working beside me. The people working above me are very friendly. I can talk, I can actually have relationships with them and not feel like it's a master servant or something like that. They're great people. I totally get that. That was the only reason I stayed at my old company. Yep. Yep. Just like, it's not just that they know you, it's that you know them and they're not. You leave the company, it's like, I don't know if there's going to be a jerk here. I don't know if I'm going to have some issues. All right. So this would usually be a bad hand because you don't have a play till turn 3 and it's not even a mid-game play. I'm going to keep it. On the following grounds, I am going first. This is perfectly playable, even if it's not good. And opponent, like, I'm getting first play. If opponent went first, I would have mulliganed that hand. All right, Baker's Bane Duo. Will I trade a Daggerfang Duo for it, or should I just ramp more? That is the question. I don't think I'm trading the... I think playing Heaped Harvest into Treetop Sentries and just ramping like crazy, I think is the better way to get to a win condition in this deck. Take action. Let's get that forest. Come on. All right. By the way, you play my second favorite color combo, green-black. Oh, dude, green-black is great. My favorite... So, here's the thing. Green-blue is my favorite when it is not a good color combination. The problem with Simic color combination is when it is good, it is abusive. When it's not good, it's fine. But when it's good, it's absolutely abusive. Let's see, hold up. So I can Sicketon Sentinel that back. But then I think I lose my place. I think it's better I just Treetop Sentries, get that card draw. Let's see. I still have the green. I don't want to play a Longstock Brawl if I draw it, but I do want to play the other card if I draw it. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to eat that Heaped Harvest, submit food. Take action. Get myself another swamp, I think. And now we are extra hyper ramped. But yeah, so Golgari is one of my... I do enjoy Golgari a lot, but blue-green is my favorite when it's not good. And when it is good, I play black-white instead. My favorite would be white-blue. Not sure how good that is in Modern MTG. Haven't really played since 2012. So I will say, so in case you're wondering, with this set, the format just rotated. It used to be a very different format, a little while ago, and there was a blue-white control deck. The main card that held that, there are two cards that kind of held that together, being Wandering Emperor as their win condition, and Memory Deluge as the way to get there. Both cards rotated out. So while it still is a pretty decent, there's no real decks for it right now. Anyways, this is insane. Hazard Root Herbalist with all these tokens means they're going to have some unblockable 2/2s. I'm going to need to kill this Herbalist sometime soon. I'm not sure they read that it also gains Death Touch until I have turn if that creature is a token. So either they're saying, hey, I have a combat trick, which I want to force them to play a combat trick if they have it. I'd rather get combat trick now instead of later. I mean, it's not really ripped, but it is not where you want it to be. All right, play your high stride and get it out of here. I want to see your high stride. I'm forcing it out. I'm forcing your hand. Let me see it. If you don't have it, I get a free kill. Yeah, right now the deck I'm trying to build it's a green-red deck, but because of the ramp elements, I am splashing white for a few specific cards. And there's that high stride. All right. So they did have it. So that's fine. So Wix Patrol, greatest mana value about one cards in your graveyard. Okay. So yeah, let's just kill this Herbalist. Make sure I don't have to deal with that anymore. So now they can't get Death Touch, so the Baker's Bane Duel has to try to trade with it fairly. And next turn I could Sticky Ton, bounce a land, play the land, so that's basically a 2-drop. I can play Bonebind Orator, and then Daggerfang Duo. Yeah, I feel pretty confident. Rat Warlock, that gives me Warhammer vibes. Yep. It's so funny. Bloom Bro, Scissors Passion. Dude, alright, we're black. No, we're Warhammer 40k. Vermintide. Yep. So they played the combat trick. They did kill one of my creatures, but the other's still dead. They have to try to find a way to kill this. Let's see. If they play their own Longstock Brawl, I'm fine with that. Here's my question. If they don't kill it, Should I Sticky Ton Sentinel to bounce it back? That is the big question in my mind. I now have... It's giving me more cards in my graveyard, which allows me for other plays. All right. I think they're going to play the Rabbit Formation card. And personally, I'm fine trading with the Bigger Spade Duo. Yep, Rabbit Response. There it is. All right. So we're taking 9. We're going down to 6. And then I'm going to Sticky Ton Sentinel, bounce a land, play Bonebinding Orator, play Dagger Fane Duo. And hopefully that will get us back in this game in a very big way. All right, bounce the land, and I could play the land. Bonebinding Orator. I think I want to play the Corseberry, actually. Beginning of combat, your turn, you may forage. If I forage, it would be land, this guy, and the Bark Knuckle Boxer. Sounds good. There we are. Now we have a 3-4. If they try to do a swing in like that, I will just happily trade everything. They're going to get wrecked. Like, here's the thing. I did fall behind, but that's gone. And we have a bot that I need to ban. I shut off my Twitch, so I need to... I can't access it. So I'm going to have... Oh, looks like someone got banned automatically. 4-3 with Trample. Thanks, Suicune. Okay, this Hazard... Of course they have another Hazard Root Herbalist. Okay, but this is actually perfectly fine, because now I can just block my Bonebinding Orator and use it to get my Wix Patrol back. Oop. Cool. So I'm going to start by playing Dagger Fane Duo. You may mill cards. Yep. Let's see, 1... I'm just gonna mill again. I could long spot Brawl, fights target creature. Then those two fight each other. So I'll kill the Hazard Root Herbalist, and yeah. Target creature I control, target creature I don't control. Kill that guy. Make sure I don't have to deal with that. And second Dagger Fane Duo. Yep. So let's see. I do not need this Heaped Harvest. Do not need this Baker Beans Voodoo. I do not need this Longstock Brawl. And now we have the late game sealed up. Let's just not die here. I just realized they have no cards in hand. They're like, yeah, I'm not playing through this. I'm not playing through this shit. We both dumped our hands, but I am the late game. Oh man, just having these Bonebinding Warriors sitting in the graveyard waiting for the opportunity. So Corpse just mills your deck for more stats. No, Dagger Fane Duos can mill your deck. Once they go to the graveyard, Forage allows you to exile cards from your graveyard to get bigger. So this is, and here's a fun thing. Forage, yes, the ability is called Forage to make exile cards to your graveyard to make graveyard. It doesn't matter if it gets exiled with this ability or any Forge ability. Tree Stop Sentries, I can Forge to draw cards. So there are other, if I have another card that allows me to Forage, I have other ways to use that graveyard to my advantage. So yeah, that's why I kept that card in my deck, because it's just the ability to mill 2 turned out to pay off. Yeah. So we'll see how this continues, but basically my hand told me I was the control deck, and I stuck to the route. Syncopation. Syncopate is still a good card. Alright, this is a very risky keep if I keep it, but I have 3 card draws out of land to Sticky Ton Sentinel, and then I will have a kill spell. If it's black, I have 2 creatures, and 1 more land, Treetop Sentries. I'm going to keep this. It is a suspicious keep. If my opponent is aggressive, I could get wrecked. That is a very high possibility. Alright. Well, our opponent is not aggressive, but they are flyers, which makes Sticky Ton Sentinel better because it has reach. Alright. Sentinel, and here's the thing. And you gotta make sure to know this. You can submit 0, everyone. You can submit 0. Oh, he said hello? My apologies. Hello, Fibblethip. Fibblethip, you lost, as always? Not utterly lost, or whatever. I don't actually know too much about Helga's story, just that they're a friendly little frog, and I'm a frog. I'm gonna end the turn. I don't want to polywop that if I don't have to. The reach means I can block it safely. If they try a combat trick, I could combat trick them right back. Either way, until then, I could pet my rock for googly eyes. Come on, rock. Give me some swamps. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, rock. Please give me what I desire. I will polywop. So to be clear, I fully intend to play polywop, because if I don't play it now, I might not have the opportunity later. But I want them to commit. I want them to play a fight spell or something of that nature, and then I will polywallop. I want them to expend resources, and I will in return, expend resources. Alright, unfortunately, that's not the resource expenditure I want to see. Every creature I control, and let's kill this. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Do I have enough? No, I do not. So I'm not going to be playing the Treetop Sentries. I'm going to be playing the Daggerfane Duo, I think. I could play Bone Cache. I think Bone Cache Overseer is such a tempo loss. I do not take that path. I'm going to play on the defensive right now. The Swamp Rock heard you. Good old. So, everyone, you're allowed a pet to bring in just as like a fun little thing to play with. And of course, during April Fool's Day, you have the option, Pet Rock. So I spent the money to make it permanent. As one would. Any reasonable person would make it permanent. I'm going to attack. Awesome. I like that trade, because that means there's more cards in my graveyard for me to consume. Somebody agreed. I'm going to keep the Polywop in there for the Wix Patrol. Still not drawing lands. The lack of lands is becoming very hazardous for me. Good purchase, I would say. Yes, it is my favorite pet. I no longer have to buy pets. Alright. Unfortunately, me not drawing lands is starting to become slowly but surely backbreaking. Alright. Unfortunately, I cannot attack with the Indestructible Bark-Knuckle Boxer, and it's not going to get through this 3-5 all that well. Yep. And this is the problem. If you don't draw... I mean, Mana Screw beats Mana Flood, but this doesn't look like Mana Flood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Like... Oh, and now Mana Flood becomes Mana Advantage. So this is an insane card that pushes you into the black-white deck. It is Bitter Blossom, except it's also a card draw engine. So now they have card draw. And if you gain a lost life turn, unless they sacrifice a non-permanent or discard a card. Alright, so then they now have a win condition right there, sitting there. If we can draw a land, I can play Fecund Greenshell, and this game comes back into possibility. I mean, I have to block. I have to let them get into their combat trick. I will lose life. Alright. Hivespine Wolverine. I can Hivespine Wolverine, destroy this enchantment, get this Sticky-Tongue Greenshell, pull it back, and do something more. I think more likely the best play is Hivespine Wolverine, destroy their Lunar Convocation. I think I have to do that, and then I'll do the Fecund Greenshell on a later turn. I need to make sure they can't keep drawing cards. I need to make sure I have some late game potential at LT. I'm not going to attack. Bark-Knuckle Boxer is better as a blocker than an attacker when they have a 3-5. Alright, so I mean, I'm going to keep blocking until you use the combat trick and make this. Oh, the combat trick's literally presented with a Warren Elder. If I don't block, I go to 2. And at least this takes up their turn. So this takes up their turn at least. And now they can pump defensively. But yeah, basically we fell really far behind because we didn't hit our land drops. Wix Patrol is still only on 4. I need something. I need my High-Spide Wolverine to get killed for the Wix Patrol to do the job I needed to. All right. Here's the question: Do I attack with High-Spide Wolverine so that it gets blown out so that Wix Patrol triggers? I think the answer is no. I think I want to play the Fecund Green Shell. Get myself a reach blocker to make sure I don't die. I can't attack with a Bark Knuckle Boxer. It does not make sense. And like, because they have 4 mana open, attack with the High-Spine Wolverine doesn't make sense either. And they have a Banishing Light, and that is game. All right. I mean, I did what I could. I was mana screwed for most of the game. I guess I could have attacked with the Wix Patrol, killed that, but then I'm still, like, facing down this devastating guy, and they had a Banishing Light for whatever else I was playing. So that was just misfortune for me. I got mana screwed, and they had a good deck. I will not deny they had a good deck. Fecund Green Shell was a beater in my pre-release deck. Unfortunately, when you're stuck on 4 lands for several turns, unfortunately, by the time you get Fecund Green Shell and you get Banishing Light, only so much you can do. But yeah, awesome. I'm glad. I know Fecund Green Shell would be a powerhouse. That's a reason we have it as a reanimation target. Yeah, just how things go. But thank you for the input, TKB. I do like knowing that the card's good, because I was planning solution, draw land. Yep, as is the game. As is the game sometimes. But yeah, thank you for coming by. Feel free to talk more. I'm not trying to be like defeatist with that. I was just like, I'm a little frustrated. You know how it is. All right, so they have a good early start. So we have a Beastbind Orator, do a Stickaton Sentinel, possibly a deck. Okay, hold up. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power. It's not deal damage equal to that Fiend's power, so I can Daggerfang Duo and then Hunter's Talent to kill. Perfect. So this Mistbreath Elder cannot grow out of hand. That being said, they have the Pawn Prophet Mistbreath Elder start, which is like, I want to be clear, this is like a constructed level start. I'm going to bring out the Brass Knuckle Boxer. That way, when they bounce it, I can still block the 2/2. And I'm honestly trying to get them to not be able to play the Pawn Prophet churn again. That's honestly my plan. And this can allow me to Hunter's Talent if I need to. Alright, they have a Splash Portal to turn that into a 4/4. Nothing I can do about that. Yeah, I'm not blocking there. But I will get myself a Death Toucher. Yeah, Hunter's Talent would just kill that. And then I'd Long Suck Brawl to die. That doesn't make sense. Do I want to attack and force them and try to kill that? I think so. I am willing to offer the trade. So now they have a 6/6, but it does not have Trample, and this has Death Touch. All right, yep, they went first. That is an insane start. Just so you know, Mistbreath Elder into Pawn Prophet is like almost constructed level. And also having the Splash Portal to just get them more card advantage and just get them more threats, it's insane. Like, dude, if they have a Polywop here, game might just be over. Especially if I don't draw a land again. All right. Game might just be over. All right, we're going back to 17 lands, everyone. I apologize for my hubris in saying that the 17th land does not matter because the hand smoother, because we've now lost 2 games because of that, unless we manage to stabilize here somehow. Oof. Hunter's Talent, kill Mistbreath Elder. Bonebind Orator to help block. I think so. Creature I control, this has Death Touch. Alright. We're going to attack with an Indestructible. Oof. I forgot this was draft when I clicked on. It was like, interesting deck choices, but it's all making sense. Yeah, someone's trying to play the Squirrel deck, and someone's doing the, yeah. But, yep. Bloomburrow is probably my favorite set since Kaladesh. Yeah, I love the theming of it. Not sure how I feel about, like, the format itself, but the theming is fantastic. 100%. Alright, anything in here? Highspine Wolverine could be viable later on. Let's see. Means Trample. I'm not gonna level it right now. I'm gonna keep focusing on playing to the board. Ooh. Speaking of playing to the board, return target permanent to my hand. There we are. Have fun. Okay, we're back in this game, everyone. We are back in this game. We have an additional kill spell. Daggerfang Duo is able to put out a lot of work. Played Squirrels at pre-release. Pulled a promo 3 Tree City and Lumra in my kit. 3 Tree City, see, that's a pretty cool promo. I don't. Yeah, slick move. Yep, that's the plan. That's it. This gives a tapped fish. So let's see. They are swarming the board, and I need to make sure to finish the game before they overwhelm me, because right now they can like attack and then attack again, and the game's over. So I kind of want to pump this up, give this thing trample, attack, and attack with a 4/2 Death Touch Trampler. If they go too cheap on the blocks, I can Polywallop 4 more, or I can Longstock Brawl. Let's see. I'm mapping this out. It's taking a while. Longstock Brawl, should I to kill the 3 Tree Root Weaver? That's honestly a consideration. I think my answer right now is no. Try to offer trades, but the trades should be in my favor, the way this is working out. Alright, so we get kill 2. This is actually important that we kill more than 1. That's actually crucial for this to work. Alright. They don't block at all. That was a possibility. We knew it could happen. I could draw a card here. I don't think that's worth it. I think either we get rid of the 3 Tree Root Weaver with Longstock Brawl, and then hold up a Polywallop, or we Bonebind Orator, and then still Longstock Brawl. So I think whatever happens, this happens first. Creature I control, target creature I don't control. If they want to respond with Rabbit Formation, alright. End the turn. There we are. So now my guess is they're going to pump up Rabbit Formation, and my hope is Polywallop will help me stay in this game. Splash Lasher. So now they lock down my entire board. Tap down 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're technically threatening lethal. I am able to keep myself alive, but now I have to somehow attack with Daggerfang Duo and get through their Splash Lasher, because I cannot build up enough defense to block. Alright. Wix Patrol, attack for... Yeah, Bonebind Orator cannot pull out anything. So I think we just start by attacking, because this is forced to happen. see how low they allow themselves to go. And I think we've lost the game. Unfortunately, two games in a row where we didn't have enough. Unfortunately, it still needs to deal 1 damage with Death Touch, but it does not need to deal more than 1 damage with Death Touch. If I were them, I would throw all 3 of their creatures in front of it. Frogs were a rough matchup for me. The one that puts 3 stun counters was an... Yep, I had one that they kept flickering that. It's devastating. Oh man, I just realized if I target anything, which I have to, they're going to get a pump. Well, unfortunately, that's what happens. And we still take 4 damage, and that is lethal. Yep. Ugh. Mana issues. Alright, we're adding a land back into the deck. The question is, what are we removing? The Sticky Tongue Sentinel proved its worth, so I'm not sure I want to remove that. But the Daggerfang Duos are better. That is no denying that. Alright, so we're definitely going to put a land back in. That is no thought process in that. We've lost twice because of that. Anything that underperformed. I think at this point we just say the Honor Dray Leader would not work if I got it. Because I don't think we had good positions for it anyways. So I am removing that. We never got to see it in action, unfortunately. But we have enough frogs, we have enough rats, we have enough stuff like that I prefer not to take the risk when we are at 2 losses already. Ugh. I do not think those were bad keeps. Some of them were risky. I will not deny that. But I do not think those are bad keeps. Like right here, we have 3 draws at a land. We have a play along the way. Even if it's another black land, we have a Daggerfang Duo. So we're not completely destroyed. So we definitely have space. Shoreline Looter does say, alright. And guess what? Longstock Brawl is a kill spell for that, so that's nice. Probably could have gone Bark Knuckle Boxer. So that was the incorrect play on my part. I could have Bark Knuckle Boxered instead, and then next turn I could Bonebind Orator and Longstock Brawl. So that was... I made the incorrect play there. So, hopefully that doesn't cost me. We are facing another green-blue deck, which implies frogs. Alright. Perhaps multicolor. We need to be aggressive. Again, Bark Knuckle Boxer was the correct play there. I made a mistake by not choosing it. Alright. We have to just go hyper-aggressive and hope we can make up for our mistake. That is kind of the plan right now. Next turn, we hope to draw a forest, because that play is so costly. Not thinking through my turns, picking the Bonebind Orator instead of the Bark Knuckle Boxer. That's going to add up to like 2 additional damage missed. That is not killing the Shoreline Looter right now. That is a costly play on my part. That was a horrible mistake on my part. Alright, looks like the Shoreline Looter is just looting. They're not, like, devastating. Stocking the pantry. Yeah. Opponent's deck seems to be a mismatch of things. They're planning to ramp into something insane is my guess, and I'm going to have to keep that Longstock Brawl around for whatever that insane thing is. They have to play something this turn. 5 mana. You can't just sit on 5 mana. My guess is they have the Moose, but as long as there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, it gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked. There are 3 cards in your graveyard. It's going to be a while before this 1/4 becomes anything more. Alright. I'm going to attack there. The other one does not make sense to attack. Alright, I'm not worried about Night World Hermit. It's not going to be attacking for a while. The Shoreline Looter is a bigger threat. I don't like that this High Spine Wolverine is costing double green in this current position. Frog can't be reanimated. They are looting. Honestly, it's not the fact that's filling the graveyard that's the challenge. It's the fact that they're cycling through their hand into what they want. Short bow, not interested. Yeah, their deck's like a mismatch of cards, but it doesn't matter because I played wrong, and now my land issue's not... Alright, I think that needs to go. Alright, so obviously we're playing this. I think this is enough of a threat that I just need to kill it right now. Because they're blue-green, so this might be the deck that can use that. I'd love to give this guy indestructible before I did this, but I don't have the means to play High Spine Wolverine. So we just have to go with this. Target creature I control, target creature I don't control. No, I'm in a bad spot. I'm in a very bad spot. If I could get another green, I can turn this to a 4/3 maybe. Shoreline Looter is about to activate the Night Oral Hermit, which is a problem. But I can bring back the Daggerfang duo with my Mudflat Village, so at least I have that. But yeah, they are so close. And they have another Shoreline Looter. Ugh. Do I want a Corpse Ray or Cultivator? Oh yeah, that will allow me to activate this. Awesome. So we'll start here. Next, Forage. And we want to keep the Sticky Ton Sentinel in the grave. This needs to keep swinging in. Alright, that's nice. Alright. Coiling Rebirth, but I don't think bringing back a Sticky Ton Sentinel is worthwhile. We are in a bad spot. Ugh. To be clear, all this damage was dealt by the Shoreline Looters and the Shoreline Looters alone. Just shows the spot we're in. I think I might just attack. If I don't draw anything good, like another double green card, I might just attack with a Daggerfang duo, then Coiling Rebirth, double bouncing it, just to get another 1/1 Death Toucher. And because at this point, with Dowerport Mage and Lily Splash Mentor, we no longer have the solution of long game. You gotta be kidding me. Alright. Can't forage. Yeah, so we're about to die. They have now 5 unblockable power, plus all their other cards. Yep, that was the correct play. Playing this doesn't make sense. The Sticky Ton Sentinel isn't worth it. Oh my gosh. Was my deck a mess? Like, why am I think I'm only going 1 win, which just feels so wrong. What did I get wrong? I have multiple kill spells. My mana base seems pretty solid, like it's 9/8. And we drew, I want to be clear, it's 9/8, 9 forests. I don't know what I did wrong. I just feel like I got a bad hand. Okay, I will admit I did have that issue at the beginning. I did say that I accidentally did not play the Bark Knuckle Boxer. But I genuinely just feel like a lot of my losses were I didn't draw lands and the opponent just had insane cards. Which is infuriating. Let's be honest, that is quite infuriating. Maybe it's because... Okay. So, let's see. They can't attack with one of the 2/2s that they just bounced. But now they have a Splash Mentor to turn the 2/4 into a 3/5. Alright, don't know if... They're basically what I'm seeing is lethal as being threatened. Yep, so they're dealing 5 damage. They could have dealt more if they were thinking through it. But they're dealing 5 damage, drawing a card, and yeah, we're getting... Hey, land! I'm angry. I'm sorry, I am angry. I don't like being angry, but it's just... I feel like there was no way I could have played around this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if they're smart, they could just bounce the Sun Shower Druid to get themselves another +1/+1 counter. So the game's already over. Are they holding up a counterspell as well? Yeah. I mean, I'm going to keep playing because I can get a card draw, so... See if they make some mistakes, you know? Something. You know, maybe they'll do that blink thing again, and they will accidentally not get lethal. And like right here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, they're just bouncing to their hand. Never mind. And now they have lethal on board. Oh, that helps. We're not gifting them a fish. We're just turning this big guy to kill this big guy, because that's the only way we survive this coming turn. Okay, I'm just going to try to now analyze my deck and see if it really was worth only going 1 win. I'm just going to try to, like, naturally assess it, try to see if there was something that I did wrong. Like, every time I got Bonecatch Overseer, it was able to trigger. So that was not the issue. Longsock Brawl, every time it was a kill spell, it was a kill spell. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 kill spells in my deck. 5. Yeah, that's 5 kill spells in my deck. 6 if you count Wix Patrol. Like, what card was bad? What card wasn't good enough? Hypespine Wolverine, generally, I don't think was good enough, because it's a big creature, but big creature wasn't what we wanted. We needed more synergy stuff. Daggerfang Duo was fine. It actually was our way through. Six-Sense Sentinel was the way we bounced back the Hunter's Talent. That was actually one of our win conditions. Bark Knuckle Boxer was... Like, here's the thing. Is the real issue just that everything was fine and my opponents weren't... I just think that my opponents got everything right. Like, I don't think there was anything I did wrong. It was just like they did theirs better. Like, I think not having the land was a mistake, because 2 of my games I lost because of mana screw. That sucks. It's part of Magic. You have to deal with it, but it's just like that is infuriating. Other than that, though, that 1 loss, I mean, I didn't do the Bark Knuckle Boxer play that I needed to. Would that have won me the game? I do not think so. I do not think... I mean, that did help them loot through their deck, so maybe that was. Maybe not playing that Bark Knuckle Boxer on turn 2 cost me the game, because I couldn't kill the creature that looted them through their deck to what they needed to win. So maybe that was it. Take the blame where you can. 2 of them was mana screw. I'm not going to let that get to me. Alright. Take a deep breath. Do not want to be tilted. If you're tilted when you go into another draft, you're just going to make a bunch of mistakes, and I don't want to go through that. Alright. Back to Bloomburrow draft. So my first ever draft of this was 7 wins, 0 losses with Mouse. I don't know if I did something... Like, I know that deck was phenomenal, but I'm wondering, did I do something that was phenomenal about that draft? Because, like, my average... If you count that out, my average is 2 wins. That is unacceptable for me. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm not understanding about this format. But the only way you can figure that out is by either researching or by going in yourself. So we're going to go one more round. Going to see if we can figure it out. Whew. I don't think my deck... Yeah, I stand by my deck wasn't bad. My previous deck, it just went those few wins because of all the mana issues. All right. Grev, Scaled Scorch. All right. So usually it's hard to pick a 2-color option right off the bat. But if I'm not picking a 2-color option, I think like Coruscation Mage, I guess you could put in Lizards as well. But here's the thing. Gev, Scaled Scorch, if we end up being the Lizard deck, this single-handedly makes the Lizard deck work. This card is insane. So I think I'm going to pick it. There's a good possibility I just say, oh, we're not Lizards, and just throw it away. But I think there's just as high a possibility we say, oh, we're not Otters, toss this aside. Oh, we can't really do non-creature, non-land. Yeah, what is Builder's Talent for? So yeah, I think I'm very happy picking Gev. Lupin Flower Village is a very open pick. I don't want to be that open that early. Intrepid Rabbit is a great early game, is probably the best common in this set. Longstock Brawl is pretty good, but we saw last game, Longstock Brawl doesn't solve all your issues, so. Stick here. Alright. Dewdrop Cure, not really for us. Jolly Gerbils. Brambleguard Captain, I think I'm gonna... So, okay, Seed Glaive Mentor, if we want to go Mice, as well as Brambleguard Captain, as well as the Gate Assault. So this is a difference of safe. So this is the least safe, saying, hey, we're not going Lizards, we're going Mouse. This is the next most of, hey, this is a Mouse card, but you're more than happy playing it in your Lizard deck. And this is, hey, this is a kill spell that also could be played elsewhere. So that's the question. Do I go with Gate? So it's the question of Gate Assault. I think I'm going to stay out of the Seaglaive Mentor this early. If it rotates around as the signal, jump into Mice. It's a question of just Brambleguard Captain or Gate Assault. Let's see. Other creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter. Doesn't say Lizards, so I can attack, bring this out as a 3/4. I think that's a huge enough benefit. So I'm going to go with that. Coiling Rebirth has never performed for me, unfortunately. Mudflat Village is fine. Frilled Sharpshooter is Menace and Reach is pretty fine. Another this card, when I did play it, was pretty awesome. Mudflat. Here's the thing: I can play this in Lizards, I can play this in Mouse. If I pick this, it allows me to go both directions. This is more in the Lizards. This allows me to just go into Lizards a bit harder, but I think right now, this is difficult. If we want to be Lizards, we want to be aggressive, which makes Whisper Quill Scribe more reasonable. Mudflat Village can get me back Lizards, but it's more of a controlling card than an aggressive card. So I think I'm going to go with the Whisper Quill Scribe. This seems a little weird because it's just like you're picking a 2-drop when you have all these uncommons available and a rare. But these, I think if we're going Lizards, we want to be on the aggressive. We're hoping to table the Ravine Raider, I think. I think we just keep going aggressive. Because that's the one thing I can think of. My one deck that's won has been very hyper-aggressive. On that Cindering Cutthroat, 3-mana 4/3 with Gev could be bigger. I think we're going to try to just push Lizards. Like, people are not taking it from us. I say we take it. As for Escape Routes, we have a Mouse already, so we can try to go for red-white. And that makes Bats black-white a kind of a natural out otherwise. But actually, no, never mind, because we want red. So, Conduct Electricity, Starforged Sword, you can gift tap Fish, and give yourself a big, massive creature that can't be killed. I think this is generally a bad card, but for this format, it could be a good top end. I feel like I'd want some more powerful cards to go with it. Tempest Angler, when everything's a creature right now. Conduct Electricity as a kill spell at the top end. That could be the play. I think I'm going to Conduct Electricity. It seems like we are going red. I don't want to jump all the way to Tempest Angler because you need non-creature spells, which we have none of. So Starforged Sword, I might just try to pull this in. It is it does turn one of our menacing creatures into a horrible, terrifying threat. But it is a 4-mana card that's not really playing board presence itself. This is a mouse. It triggers Valiant. It has Trample to get damage through. Yeah, I think I'm going with Roughshod Duo here. Just helps me with that aggressive curve that it looks like we're getting right now. Thistletown players can be in here in case we want to go red-white. Otherwise, we could say we're going red-green with raccoons. I don't think that's as reasonable. All right, I'm going with Thistletown players. Plume Creed Mentor, I think, is just too far of an escape route. We don't have any bats for Star Charter, no life gain, no life loss. So I think we just say, hey, we can go mice if we need to jump out of lizards. So I think that's the path we're taking. So I'll pick the Thistletown Duo. All right. Melania's Pathmaker as just the top end that also exiles a card. I think that's our pick. Ravine Raider is not unreasonable, though. But this being here tells me that the Ravine Raider tabled earlier, and I think this card's just a stronger one in a vacuum. All right. Strong enough that I'll pick 2 over a Frield Spark Shooter? Possibly. I mean, the idea is we're going to get our curve really low, so this is our top end, and because of that, I think that's perfectly fine. Frield Spark Shooter as a top end is... Yeah, I just want to be aggressive. I just want to be aggressive right now. Crustacean Mage, probably not making the deck. I mean, then again, 2-mana 2/2 is good enough for this deck sometimes. We definitely need to... We have all of our top end already decided whether we want it to or not. Alright, Pilot Provisionaire. I'm going to sideboard these. I am going to try to... Actually, hold up. Gev is our only black card. Gev is our only black card. I don't want to force mono red. I do want to force aggressive, though. 1 non-creature, so I don't think this Spark Duo is any reasonable at all. Sittering Cutthroat or Huskburster Swarm. Sorry, I was having trouble pronouncing that. We are neither squirrels or rats, so filling our graveyard isn't as easy, but this is always an insane top end. But then again, we want to be aggressive. I think we're just sticking with lizards. And even though we have plenty of ways to escape out of black, I think we try to just push deeper into black because the Gev is that strong. All right. I'm going to pick the Mudflat Village. Nothing, like, we just got a dead pack for us, I think. Oh, each opponent loses to life and you gain 2 life. This might be playable. Playful Shove. Does this deck manage a Playful Shove well enough? I think this just kills a 1-drop and kills a creature and then draws us a card because there are enough swarm decks and we just want to get rid of that so we can get our menacing through. Take out the trash. Easy pick here. Just a kill spell. Helps with other things. We are basically mono red whether we want to be or not. We're trying to play lizards, but someone's picking the black lizards. So we have to recognize that our opponents to the left side might just be lizards or black or squirrels or something like that. If we're having the lizards taken out, I think we have too many creatures to switch to otters, but we might be able to switch to mice. We should be able to easily switch over to mice, so we should be considering that possibility. Rockface Village is great in both decks, but I think the take out the trash is more important. So Rockface can get us... So this is a kill spell. This is a way to ramp. This is both a land and a way to trigger our Valiant, but we only have 1 Valiant trigger right now. So I think we go with take out the trash. I think we stick with having just generally good cards, and this allows us to go more into otters if we want to. This allows us to go to raccoons if we want to. And people are taking the cards. All right, are we taking another Frield Spark Shooter? Unfortunately, we might have to. Honestly, I think we have so many 4-drops, Thistletown players is the better card, just in case we end up going red-white, because none of these we really want to play. Maybe the Tempest Angler. Just say, hey, we have 3 non-creature spells now. I think we just ready ourselves for a pivot into white, because none of those are good. Third, take out the trash. Pick 6, take out the trash tells us red is wide open. So whatever we're doing, it has to be red. Whatever we're doing, it has to be red because it's just the options give us. All right, Steam Path Charger is great because we need ways to start actually dealing damage to our opponent. And that's what it means. I'm picking the Seaglaive Mentor here. Pick 8 Seaglaive Mentor tells us that mouse is open. So we're probably going to get rid of this Gev and go for mice. We probably just can't go the other direction. That's why I'm getting signaled, at least. So pull out Gev. Pull in Thistletown players. I don't want to put in the Piloted Provisioners. I just don't think that's a good card for what we're doing. Fun fact, Playful Shove, you could just shoot your Seaglaive Mentor to trigger Valiant. Alright. This is the kind of just aggressive mice deck that I think I would want to see. Kindle Spark Duo becomes a lot more viable as we now have 5 non-creatures. So I think I'm going to pick that over the rabbit response. We definitely want to be base red, just splashing some white. So 3-tree mascot. I think at this point we just grab this because we might need more 2-drops. Mouse Trapper, Valiant Trigger, and a pretty decent one at that. So I think we're being pushed to mice. All right, we're red-white. That means that some of these Centering Cutthroats and stuff, definitely this Frilled Spark Shooter can go. Definitely don't need that. I think one of these is good enough. All right. Oh, Raccoon Rallier this late is great. I'll grab the Tempest Angler. Not sure we're going to play it. Storm Splitter, good and constructed, not for here. Rabid Gnaw is definitely the pick here. Just another kill spell. Another way to trigger Valiant. Just a fantastic card for this kind of deck. We had like 2 Rabid Gnaws in the deck that wins 7 wins, so should be good. Whiskervale Forerunner, probably over the War Squeak. So War Squeak is pretty nice as just a way to trigger the Valiant and be pretty cheap, but I think at this point we are going to grab the Forerunner. Yeah, 8 3-drop creatures, great for the Forerunner. I've had this Forerunner in 3 of my 4 decks now. Do people just think it's bad, or does it just not have an opening? Like, curious. I'm going to knock that out at this point. We do want some Valiant triggers now. We do want cards that trigger Valiants to start coming around. Kindle Spark Duo is probably going to get pulled. Yep. Intrepid Rabbit or Might of the Meek. I think Intrepid Rabbit here, because both of them are Valiant triggers, and while this is cheaper, it looks like we're going for a mid-range with Whiskervale Forerunner, the Pathmakers, stuff like that. So I think I'm going to go with like a mid-range mouse here. And the Intrepid Rabbit being a double Valiant trigger, as well as just a solid creature along the way. It's fantastic. I think this Centering Cutthroat can leave. I think Driftgloom Coyote or... Okay, Warren Elder. Driftgloom Coyote, I'm kind of interested in, but we are very deep in red, so getting a double white card seems difficult, and we're kind of want to pull out this Conduct Electricity if we can. So I think I'm definitely going with Warren Elder as just another 2-drop and a way to keep our curve low. Quarters Overflow, no. So yeah, easy Lightblade Stout, not really like First Strike Lifelink. That's the synergy you need. The fact that it's just a good card and a 2-drop is why you pick it. So yeah, 12 2-mana cards. Probably going to get rid of this 3-tree mascot. Some good kill spells. Yep, this is kind of what we're looking like for our previous deck. I don't want this to be the only way I can get a lot of wins, but I'm glad that we're getting a deck like this because I should be able to get a lot of wins off this. Get myself feeling better. All right. Any of these ever going to see my deck? Probably not. I'm going to just shove this in my sideboard for gem. If I'm going to shove a card sideboard for gems, I'm going to put this Lily Splash Mentor. I like that card. All right. Break can do a fantastic card. Way to consistently trigger Valiant. Way to get early game creatures. Definitely what we want. We do not have enough 1-drops. We need way more. Like, I know you're looking at 12 2-drops. They're like, we have enough early game. No, we don't. No, we do not. Probably going to end up removing the Thistletown players next. Mouse Trapper, a Nettle Guard, and a Gate Assault. Interesting. I think at this point, we don't need more Valiant triggers. We need ways to trigger Valiant. Yeah, I'm going to grab the Gate Assault because it's a kill spell that we could probably pull out the Conduct Electricity for. I like that. All right. Might of the Meek. We want that early game. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 drops already. Let's get this early game. Twitch must be extra booked because I got this notification like a minute ago. Sorry to hear that, Destiny Bound. Or Destiny Unbound. My apologies. Oh, we got War Squeak. Okay, so we're staying to the aggressive curve. This is not going to be aggressive as the 14 land deck, but I think we stick with an aggressive curve to really support this. Sideboard that, but we're probably not going to play it. Yeah, this I think is our deck. We just remove 1 card, which I think is going to be this single Thistledown player. And I think this is going to be our deck, everyone. Thistledown player or Roughshod Duo. I think the Roughshod Duo is actually going to do enough because it is a big trampler. It's not that big, but it gives trample. Come on. There it goes. All right, I think that's our deck. Let's get a sense of how many creatures there are. So it's 16 creatures, which feels pretty good. I will say 16 creatures in a deck is, we saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops. So 7 early game creature plays. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, pretty good late game. Alania's Pathmaker is great as a way to just be more card advantage. Whiskervale's Forerunner is great as a way to get more card advantage. Yeah, I think we're in a pretty good spot. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kill spells. Plus arguably Playful Shove. Could be a kill spell. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good deck. The Steampath Charger and the Crustacean Mage aren't the best, but we will live. We will be perfectly fine with those cards. They have offspring for late game value. So then again, I did wake up 20 minutes ago. So makes sense. Yep. Yeah, I'm just trying to do it right now because I happened to find some time between work and having to sleep. So I want to do some drafts. And I want to go more than 2 wins. Opponent goes first. First creature is at 4 mana. I think our curve is low enough. We'll be fine. But oh my god, why are we having to be in these positions? I couldn't cycle Might of the Meek if I have to, and I have a kill spell. So I'm going to keep this, but there's a possibility I get punished, and I'm going to get very angry if that happens. I draw a card no matter what. Okay. I don't like this, everyone. I do not like this. So, how many 2-drops do I have? 6? 7? How many 3-drops do I have? A lot. When you come down 2-drops and 3-drops, I have a lot. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to kill this Baker's Bane just because I need mana efficiency at this point. Alright. I'm going to play the Battleguard Veteran now, the idea being that I can trigger the Whiskervale Forerunner with it, and I want to keep the Whiskervale Forerunner safe. So, like, this card is how I'm going to get back in this game. So I need to keep it safe. So I think I'm fine with that. 3-tree mascot, it's fine. Yep. And the thing is, this is still big enough to block the 3-tree mascot, so I see no reason not to just play this turn again. The 3-4 is a better stat line, but again, I'm more scared of them having some way to deal with my threats than anything else. And look, my opponent's basically out of resources, and it's time for me to get back into this game. So first things first. Look at that. I think I'm going to hold up the take out the trash here. Awesome. So now I even have a raccoon for the take out the trash. I see no reason to attack. We're going to let them... We're going to block, and then we're going to combat trick if they attack here. No attack? All right. I am scared of the Blackblade Stout. Nope, nope. I want that one. Playful Shove, I think. All right. All right. Let's see. Yep. So here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to make sure... All right. So offspring goes on the stack, then the plus. All right. So we're going to target that. So we get another creature, and we might pump up this other creature to attack with it. I can turn this to a 3-4 and then attack quite freely. Yeah, they have one card in hand. I think we go pretty aggressive here. We could force the trade here, and if we force the trade there, there is no positive blocking. Or I can go here and just make sure a bunch of threats. Actually, I'm not going to attack with a Whiskerveil Forerunner because they might have Moose. Alright, they don't have Moose. I just realized I'd never tested for it, and I don't want to just... So in case you're wondering, there's a card, I think it's called Galewind Moose. It's 6 mana, 6/6 flash monster with a bunch of other abilities. Alright. Could have been more aggressive. It's fine. Alright, Stoat's back. Melania's Patmaker can't attack so with a Stoat in play, so I'm gonna just let it move on. Alright. I think we just play the Roughshod duo. Let's see. Sounds like a concept for a Pokemon or Dragon Quest monster? Kinda. Alright. So I think we start by doing this, because we want to get that Valiant trigger. Alright. No attacks this turn. I'm just like looking at the math. This guy makes it so that all my trades are bad, and next turn I could probably threaten lethal. Not anymore. Alright. I mean, they can't attack, but neither can I. I think if we just attack with everything, I think we get lethal. I'm willing Okay, so hold up. If I don't play that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, they don't even have lethal in the backswing. So I'm going to put it on full control for the following reason. I'm going to target this. This is going to make a creature. Mouse Trapper. Oh, this is perfect. So now I submit the Mouse Tracker, and then while that's still in the stack... Oh, activate only as a sorcery. Never mind. I think we just have enough power that this plus a pump will probably kill them. They have to leave them to do the math. Leave them in a difficult situation. All right, that's a trade. But here's the thing. Like, they're still not going to end up with enough power to come back. So they're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. I could turn that into 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so I can put them at 1. They're going to combat trick here. All right. So that changes the math enough that I'm not going to do that play, but I think I'm still in the better position because now I can... Wait. Subject creature and opponent controls. We already have that trigger. All right. I'm still throwing lethal for the next turn, I think. I mean... Oh god, if they draw a land. If they draw a land, the fucking green shell makes it all massive. All right, we may have just lost. Because guess what? They now have a 4/4 lifelinker. So I need to... Yep. I let that happen. Unfortunately, no blocks. They go to 13. I can tap down 1. Okay. So let's see. I can tap down 1. This Roughshod Duo gives one of my creatures trample, which I will... Yeah, I will give there just so I can... Ooh, I can give... Okay, got it. I think. So this is 4. So now I can target this, which will tap down this. Not worth playing. I think you turning this to a 4/2 is worth more. Just a second. Let's say they block all the biggest threats. So then that's a big threat, that's a big threat, and that's a big threat. They still take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then they kill me on the back swing. I have to do this. Oh my gosh. I made some mistakes. So they have that can target their graveyard. Because here's the thing, now they have a bunch of cards. Fucking green shell's giving them more. This doesn't give trample, does it? Nope, but it's going to give them a whole ton of health. They're at 13 cards in deck. That's my win condition now. My win condition is we're going to deck them. Block. And yeah, we're not killing them through damage anymore. Okay. All right. Breathe in, relax. We made a few mistakes that game. They cost us, but honestly, our deck should be able to win this. Our deck should be able to win the general match. Sucks that we had that matchup for our first game. Sucks that we didn't have an early aggression. Hold up, let's back out. I want to actually count because I remember we had the issue that our first creature was on turn 4. How many 1, 2 drops and 3 drops do we have? So you can just hit here. We have 5. We have 5. We have 11. We had 12 creatures we could have drawn by turn 3. 12 creatures we could have drawn by turn 3 to have given us a better start, which could have ramped us into the finisher there. In case you're wondering, another reason I played the Alliance Pathmaker, if I hit a land, I could have triggered the Worn Elder and gone lethal that way. But yeah, unfortunately, we are ending up in some bad situations and we just have to deal with them. Raccoon Rallier into Take Out the Trash. That is good enough. We have the mana for Alania's Pathmaker, which can haste out for 4 damage. We have our means. We just need to get to our ends. Definitely seems like this format, if you have to play for a specific deck, you can't just play for general good stuff. Because if you're facing anyone who got the deck, you're wrecked. So I'm going to play the Raccoon Rallier first because it allows me to trigger the Whisker Quill Scribe or take out the trash, depending on which way I need to go. All right, cash grab. So they want to bring back the Hunter's Talent is my guess. Yep. Luckily, they do not have the damage to kill right now. All right. So I'm actually going to play the Whisker Quill Scribe, tapping the plains in a red because I have some 1-mana cards, like Mai of the Meek, that I want to play if I draw them. Discard a land because we have enough of those now. I think I'm going to attack because I'm not really planning to block, and this might scare them into thinking I have Mai of the Meek. So that at least applied to threat. They can't upgrade Hunter's Talent. If they hits, it's not going to kill, so I'm not too worried. So now I just have to decide, do I want Alania's Pathmaker, tap, or do I want Worn Elder plus Take Out the Trash? I think Worn Elder, Take Out the Trash is the better play. So, assuming nothing changes. All right. Perfect. All right, we're going to do the Worn Elder. So, play this. Take out the trash. Get rid of this guy. Discard this. Get ourselves more value. And keep the aggression coming. All right. Oof. Now we can start attacking in, and if they don't block, I could pump. Or if they do block, I could pump. So Worn Elder gives me opportunities that we didn't have before. Oof. All right. See, we are 5 cards versus 2 cards, but I have board presence, which is a lot. They felt the need to polywall that, and I think that was the correct play on their part, honestly. Beautiful. I think Mouse Trapper, Roughshod Duo, I think, is actually going to be the pick because it gives me another way of targeting. There's no point in attacking that. I'm holding up no mana. All right. Next, I get Alania's Pathmaker, trigger Roughshod Duo to give this thing the trigger, and then either Alania's Pathmaker or the card it pulls into play, I can give haste with Raccoon Rallier. They can't, because they're stuck on the Druid, and if they play anything bigger, I will take out the trash. They are stuck in a bad spot. So they have to play a bigger creature, and we are still a turn away from the Galewind Moose. Which, I just want to be clear, we are in a position where we cannot play around Galewind Moose. If they have it, we just get wrecked. Finch formation. Alright, they're using that, plus the Hunter's Talent to try to kill something. Got it. Kills the Roughshod Duo? Fair enough. Alright. I think I'm just going to give this haste attack, see how they block. And we'll go from there. okay trading the Whisker Quill Scribe for their 2/2. All right. Then we go through the Alania's Pathmaker route. And why does it tap all my red? All right. If I drew a Plains there, I would have been heavily punished because it tapped all my red. All right. Turns that into a 3/3. I am very happy with them turning that into a 3/3. 2/4 is far more threatening. All right. So we're definitely playing Brambleguard Captain this turn. It's that. And then I think I pump this into a 5/3, so it's not easy to block. And this pumps that into a 4/2. I'm going to decline, which should scare them. So now I have two hefty attackers. They want to trade their 2/2 for my 4/2, and then they have no way to deal with 5/3. That is the intent. All right. So now I can Brave Doom do it to pump. Didn't give a tapped fish, so they're just drawing cards. Which means this Intrepid Abbot should be doing a lot of work here. We will pump up the Brambleguard Captain. Yeah, all right. All right, I think I have lethal. Yep. So we take out the trash here, and then we can pump up the 2/2. We attack with all, and they can't stop it all. Okay. All right. Gotta win on the board. We show that our deck is capable. We show that it's not just card draw, that we can actually win games. Honestly, I just want to go 3 wins. I just want to go somewhere decent to where... So when you're playing Premier Draft, you want to go at least 3 wins. The difference between 2 wins, 3 wins is the difference of, I think, 750 gems, which is quite a bit of a difference. It's the biggest gap that this has to offer. I'm going to mulligan. If I draw a red, this is great. If I don't draw a red, I am dead. All right. Keep 6. 1, 2, 3, I think. So I need to decide. I think I need to go 2-drop to 3-drop into 4-drop. It's the question of which 4-drop I'm keeping. I think the Whiskervale Forerunner has enough upside. I need to keep the Whiskervale Forerunner. I don't have a trigger for it yet, but I can draw that now. Yeah. Gems is an in-game currency that can only be earned by drafts or by paying money. Thus, drafts. All right. Downport Bell. All right, so we're getting a multicolored deck is my guess. So I shouldn't assume just because they're green, they're squirrels or something. More black. Wow. I'm going to go with the Whisker Quill Scribe. So the reason for this is that next turn I can Roughshod, and the turn after that, I can target this, turning into a 3/3 Trampler, and that will get me a trigger. All right. So now we have that. Awesome. So this can target this, which will trigger Valiant and give us more threats. Real-life microtransactions, my favorite game mechanic. All right. I think we ignore the fact that that's threatening and just go in and just say, hey, look at this big threat I have. If you're spending your resources here, you're not spending it elsewhere, and that's good enough for me. Wow. I am baffled that they didn't block either. Neither blocks. That's... All right. That was a good hit for them. I won't deny that. but I think I am... The thing is, they have little board presence. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, beautiful. All right, we're going to give this one trample. Awesome. No point in discarding cards. There we go. We have 9 damage worth of trample. There you are. I remember Super Kirby Clash. I played for 3 years since launch. I was getting 20 gem apples currency per day. Endgame gear costs 370 apples per roll and double for weapon and armor. Ugh. Yep. I mean, the thing is about this game is it's like any one specific item isn't too expensive, but the nature of it is that you need 60 items to build a deck. And if you want to build the best decks, it's 60. I'm going to say 60 specific items, but they're not. Your deck isn't going to have mythic lands, not 24 of them at least. So at least you have that going for you. But yeah, it just looks like the only way I've found to play this format right now is be aggressive. I don't like that. I want to figure out how to play control in this format without having to get lucky. There has to be some form of control that isn't the frog got infinite value. Because I've seen people get frogs infinite value, but we can't be relying on that. Alright. Thistledown players, Alania's Pathmaker. This isn't aggressive enough. If I mulligan, I hate mulliganing. I'm going to keep, I could just lose. If I lose because of this keep, I now know it's my fault that I'm not mulliganing aggressive enough for this format, because this is so synergy-based. Alright. Did I mention you need some of those armor sets and weapons to do specific missions? And a lot of time those mission rewards you with 2 gem apples. Ugh. Yeah, no, we don't do that, at least. At least we don't do that here. Alright. We are facing frogs, so not being aggressive could be our death sentence. Alright. I'm going to wait on the War Squeak, because the Alliance Pathmaker gets through anyways. Alright. So we can take out the trash on that. Alright. So we're playing this. The question is, do we War Squeak or do we take out the trash? So if we War Squeak, we can make this bigger, make it so this cannot block, and we attack with both, untapping that to make it bigger. We take out the trash, we kill that, and we cannot attack. Next turn, we could take out the trash, a Gate Assault. I like that. Alright. I think we... So if we War Squeak here, then this can attack alone, being a 5/4. So we attack here, we untap that, we still have a 4/4, but... Actually, I like this. So now this can't block. I attack with both. I use this to untap my Alliance Pathmaker. That was the play. Took me a little while to figure out. There we are. They're at 12. That hurts. We have a Gate Assault and a Take Out the Trash ready. So we can clean out pretty well. Sky Skipper Duo does do some damage. 4 rows are still unbalanced. The mage can stop the enemy for 10 seconds in the game. Alright, they're going to flip that back. Do I want to... No blocks. You could take 4. Fast charge and white hitbox. Hammer is slow charge, low jump, stupid iframe. Sword is just average. Alright. Sorry, I need to focus on my turns here. So, a Gate Assault that. Take out the trash there. Attack with both. Untap the Seaglaive Mentor. I think that's the play. Otherwise, I take out the trash here. Yeah, I need to get rid of this Brambleguard Veteran. Once I get rid of that, take out the trash is the only reasonable option. Let me just stack with both. Make this bigger. Awesome. And just keep the power curve going. They have to find an answer to the 6-5. All right. Perfection. Awesome. I mean, that was literally face up on the table. Take a land. Yep. Just got to be aggressive. Just got to be aggressive, because it seems like a lot of people are starting to figure out frogs are the powerhouse control deck. So if you're not frogs, you have to be aggro. And my problem is I'm not playing aggro. Yep. Unfortunately, that's the resolution I've come to, because what else am I supposed to do? What else am I, like... I feel like the scroll deck was just fine. All right. Because we're going second, I'm happy with this hand. I believe we have more red than white by like a notable margin. We have a 2-drop. If we draw even another white source, we have a Thistledown players. Yeah, we have 9 mountains to 7 plains. So we are more likely to draw the other. But either way, Blightbraid's Soul is an amazing 2-drop that they have to deal with, that will kill this Crustacean Mage if they don't resolve it now. Yep, they have to use a 3-mana kill spell on a 2-mana creature because it is that impactful. Thistletown players then comes in and they have to do that again. I think that, yeah, that beats out the Mask Tapper. So I can attack with this and untap itself if I need an evasion threat. Otherwise, I can use this Mouse Tapper to make it so they can't block. I really want to draw a land. I did not draw a land. This has Flash. I think I'm going to leverage that. Unfortunately, when you don't draw your lands, you can lose. You know the weirdest mechanic of gem apples? The more you buy with actual money, the more instruments get added to the hub area. No progression to non-microtransactions. That is very weird. Let's see if they're foolish enough to just say, I'll attack with... Oh, no, I have a 3/3 untapped. I was going to say to just attack with a Kindle Spark Duo, but they won't. Makes no sense. I feel like that's wrong. That being said, we are not in a good spot. Now, if we draw a mountain, we are. There are 9 draws in this deck that are great. I want to draw a mountain. So the Crustacean Mage still cannot attack, still cannot block, which means they would have to double block to kill this. I will kill the Shoreline Looter because I think the card draw is far more threatening at this point. All right. Also, that game is canonical to the Kirby lore. Microtransactions are real in-universe theme now. Yeah. All right, if I get a red, I think I just play the Alania's. I think I attack to try get them to block, and then I Alania's Pathmaker. I can't attack because the swing back is too devastating. I am angry. There are 16 lands. That's far more reasonable in this deck. I went second, so 2-lander was reasonable. Every card I drew... Let's see. Mousetrapper was, I think, the only card I drew that was playable. They're not. They had a Calamitous Tide, and they decided to discard it. Either that was a heavy mistake, or they are saying this game is already locked down and you just don't realize it yet. All right. Now I know that if I get a red, Brambleguard Captain's the pick, because Brambleguard Captain can actually trigger the Risk Veil Forerunner. Not a good place to be in, but the game technically isn't over just yet. Never as bad as Pokemon Quest. In Europe and American, it's free to play and we get Generation 1 only. Japan, however, they're on Generation 8 and it isn't free to play, but they're a physical game copy because it had so much more. I mean, if what I hear from that is we need a physical game copy. And okay, the Shoreline Ruler is really doing work. And the game's over. I think at that point the game's over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. There's nothing I can draw that can win me the game. I'm going to play it out just in case someone doesn't see it, but like now I'm at 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So whoever I draw this turn has to somehow clear the board, and there's nothing like that in my deck. Game. Yep. So they can offspring it, so it double taps it down. And yeah. No. Unfortunately, we got mana screwed. We had 9 mountains in the deck. We went second, so we had more card draws to it. We still did not get it in time. That being said, 250 to 1,000. That is quite the pool. We do want one more because that's 400. That's the next biggest jump. But hey, at least we got our 3 wins. 3 wins is the minimum you want to get to still be value, to still get some value in here. And the problem is, this is a good hand to keep mathematically. Like 9 mountains in the deck. Even if we don't draw a mountain, we still have another playable. Like, these are mathematically decent keeps. We have, like... It's just angering one, it doesn't pay off. Because you keep drawing planes in your deck that's majority mounted. I honestly feel like I need to go down 1 plane, up 1 mountain. We are still attacking into that because we have lifelink. Cool. Any land is good. Mountain is best. All right, we're losing 4 life for this first one. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. All right, on the bright side, if they attack and they don't have a combat trick, I get kill the Rotmount Viper. It's just a 3/4/1. So yeah, in case you're wondering, we had a 14 land deck that had better mana curve than this before. That would consistently get its lands more often. I have no choice. If they have a combat trick, I'm dead anyways. All right. Yep, so that dealt 12 damage and gained the and took out 3 cards for the cost of 2.5 cards. Thank you. I'm not even sure which I play. I think it has to be the Steam Path Charger, unfortunately. Yeah. All right. So next, I'm not going to block. The next turn, I guess I hold up a take out the trash. Maybe if I draw a mountain, I could play full shove it to take it out. Yeah, I'm taking the 3 from the light gel duo, I think. But yeah, if I draw a mountain, I'll play full shove to take out the trash. Otherwise, I'm just going to play Seaglaive Mentor and just hope I draw into a better position. All right, Rabid Gnaw will kill it next turn. We will block with our 1/1 just to give us some life now. And then hopefully they don't kill our Seaglaive Mentor and we can Rabid Gnaw successfully. Crash Team Rate. We have to put this at the bottom. We have no choice. Nitro Field. As soon as they shopped, get anything became really grindy and almost impossible. I didn't know. I remember there was a tag team racing game that I bought that I didn't think it had any online source. Huh. Gosh. Yeah, that is a lot of matches that you're bringing up. All right. Well, we play Whiskervale Forerunner, and we hope we draw a mountain next turn. We hold up a double block against the Light Shell duo that's on the ground, and then we Rabid Gnaw or take out the trash depending on what they do. We don't have many options anymore. Yep, Otterball Antics alone already puts us in a bad spot. Yep, this is the play from them. It's a very smart play. They want to kill the Whiskervale Forerunner. Then we draw a mountain. We play full shove and take out the trash. All right. So now our option is playful shove, drawing the mountain to take out the trash. I think that is our only play. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very disappointed with the mana fixing that happened. There are 9 mountains in this deck. I guess we should have gone 10-6. That's the only thing I can really say. No, because I didn't get to play my lands. No, I did not have fun. Thanks for asking. Well, 3 wins. At least that's the minimum you want. But really, it really does feel like the only way I found to win is either be frogs, because that's what the insane things they do, or just be so aggressive that the other people can't play their game. Because just, like, this isn't a bad deck. But I feel like the mana fixing, I just got screwed so many times. Listen, variance happens. You know that sometimes the mana system's going to rig it against you. You know that's just the nature of the game. It felt like it happened more often than not in this. That's what it felt like. I didn't feel like I played the game. It didn't feel like it was because of this mistake. There was, let's see, I've played 6 in this run and 4 in the other. I feel like of those 10 games, there was 1, maybe 2 mistakes I made. That, like, you can consider, hey, that was my fault for losing. The other 4 losses were all just like, the mana decided to screw me. And I feel like at this point, it's like, if it's any level of risky, do I just mulligan? But, like, if I do mulligan, it's just another risk. I don't know. I'm just, like, something's not clicking with this set. Something's not clicking. Until then, Bloomborough. All right. I think I'm going to close up. It is nearly 1 in the morning, and I do have work tomorrow. But I did not expect to get many viewers at all because, it's the middle of the night, basically. But everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Reminds me of Uno. Heart of the cards will screw you over. I mean, so here's the thing. That's a level of the game. There are plenty. Most games do not have that level of screw. Most games are not like that. It's just like, and that's why it's so devastating that happened 4 times, because that's not how most games go. You don't fall in love with this game because of Uno style Heart of the Cards. You fall in love with this game because of all the elements around that, because of the awesome choices and decision points between that. But I didn't get to see those. That's the problem. I didn't feel like I saw them. I saw more mana screw than interesting decisions. And that is, I'm angry. That is what I'm saying.